Hi everyone, and it's roughly it's towards the end of the week on mystery in the course, and I read your discussion post, which was fun for me. Range of reactions to living in mystery, which honestly we do, and so ultimately one has to face the fact, I think, that we do live in mystery, and this is one of the things that as a culture we run from to our detriment, actually. So, and in order to not run from mystery, one has to think something about it. In other words, one has to sort of know that mystery from a very different place in us than from this. When we know the mystery from here, then I think it can be a very frightening thing. And because it's this apparatus here has sort of been trained to figure things out, to try and control um, the rise of the rational and the scientific had a lot to do with control, and a great deal of the effort has been to dispel any sense of mystery whatsoever, which of course it fails to do ultimately when examined. And we don't examine, as we have in this course, we examine, then you start to see, well, the mystery is not dispelled, the mystery is still there. And in a way, sometimes the science kind of reveals the mystery. And in fact, I started to have a different definition of science, which I'm not sure how many people would like it, but I started to call science a revealer of mystery. So, so that we could think that the scientific discoveries that we have merely are things that reveal the mystery ever more widely, if you see what I mean. And that rather than dispel it, they actually reveal it. And I think that some of the great scientists saw it that way, particularly people like Einstein. The fact that they could sort of peer into the mystery, into the mists a little bit, gave them a much greater sense of the infinite depths of the mists. If you see what I mean, that the mystery is this real thing that can never be dispelled, and and therefore that they had this mystical side to them, which is a great thing. Um, but another thing I wanted to mention was I wanted to take us back to the. I want to invite you all to go back to your favorite little thing that you all had to write about, which was the dinner party, watching the sunset. And what would you say now about that dinner party and that sunset? Because it seems to me, surely all of the people at the dinner party do have different views and perspectives, but not all these perspectives are equal. And of course, different perspectives are allowed, but they're not all equal. And what I wanted to say was that one of the guests at the dinner party was able to see much more deeply, and she was the one who was seeing the beauty of the sunset and experiencing that beauty. Now, what happens? So, I think we could say that what she's experiencing is a sense of wonder, and I mean wonder as in that other word, awe, AWE, awe. So wonder and awe, she's experiencing that when she um, looks at the sunset. But what has to happen before she experiences that wonder and awe is that she has to open to the mysterious. So in watching the sunset, it's almost as if one's heart opens to the mysterious. One is willing for the world to be mysterious, and in rushes this profound experiences of beauty, wonder, and awe. And that is a very real kind of spiritual experience, I think, in which a lot is being communicated to you if you pay attention and experience it enough. A lot is being communicated about the nature of the world. But what I'm trying to point out here is this sort of being willingness to not know, being willingness to open to the mystery, not be afraid of it, then leads to this experience in which one knows on a very different level something about existence. Now, Paul cuts that experience off immediately by explaining the mysterious. Apparently, he explains the mysterious as various scattering and refraction, scattering of light, kind of thing, and he explains it away, kind of thing. And therefore, he never gets. So there's an apparent understanding, an apparent explanation of the sunset, which is actually no explanation at all, none whatsoever, really. And because underlying his superficial explanation, one could ask a couple more questions of, well, why does that do this and why does that? And then he would know. So it's still mysterious. It's still unknown. And its effect on us is certainly mysterious. But it gives the impression of having explained away the mystery, and therefore it cuts off that opening to this true nature of the universe. You see what I mean? So it's through the mystery, through the sense of the mysterious, that one opens to the sort of the vast depth of the universe and of existence. One experiences this wonder and awe, which is a very spiritual feeling and a very true feeling, and a very important feeling to have. And I believe that all human beings, I think all human beings have experienced it at some point, one time or another in their lives, little tastes here and there. But and it's like a hint. The taste of the wonder and awe is a hint of something very real about existence. And but we tend to not notice it. We tend to flit on by it, if you see what I mean, and not think of it as being significant. But I think it's very significant. But the doorway is always through not knowing, through the mysterious. And now we might think about, well, what is it we know? When we experience wonder and awe, having gone through the mysterious, being open to mystery, when we experience wonder and awe, what is it that we know? What are we knowing about the universe and existence? Well, we can talk about that. But what I want to say is it relates to what one of you at least said, which is, and I said earlier in this video, which is when you think about the mystery with the wheels and cogs, one experiences fear. One wants it to be explained and controlled and contained, kind of thing. But when you know this experience, so through not knowing, through the mystery to this experience of wonder and awe, which is kind of like an opening, it's like a window opening on some deeper dimension of existence. And you know the mystery, you've kind of gone through it, it's incorporated with this experience of wonder and awe. When you have that experience of mystery from a very different place, basically, then you actually know something about the mystery. You're in contact with the mystery. You're in relationship with the mystery. And that knowing tells you, I think, that there's something wondrous about the mystery. It's not a thing to be feared at all, but it's tremendously beautiful and deep. And that's knowing the mystery from a very different place. And that's very key and very significant. So we shouldn't be thinking, so much about the mystery as an idea, but the mystery as an experience, if you see what I mean. From the head, it's a problem. It becomes a problem to be answered. So the word wonder, for example, when you can, I wonder how these headphones work. Well, that I can figure out, right? And dispel that particular mystery. So the word wonder can have this very mundane meaning, which often people take about it. Or I wonder how the universe works. Okay, Big Bang, blah, blah, blah. I can think I am explaining that away. Okay, so wonder can have this very, what are they doing? Wonder can have this very sort of superficial meaning, which is merely to wonder. In other words, for the wheels to turn. But there's another meaning of the word wonder which relates to this other word, awe. One can experience wonder and awe at anything in this world, basically. And that is a very different kind of wonder. And there is no answer to that wonder. In fact, you wouldn't want there to be an answer to that kind of wonder. So that wonder is speaking to you on a very different kind of level. So, and that's to me the most significant kind of wonder. And Plato is famous for saying that philosophy begins in wonder. And philosophy, of course, as we learned earlier in the course, is philos sophia, means the love of wisdom. So he's basically saying the love of wisdom, and perhaps even wisdom itself, begins with wonder. So this experiencing of this opening, this deeper version of wonder, is the thing that leads to a kind of wisdom, a kind of knowing, if you like, and not a knowledge like this. So these are very important distinctions when it comes to being human, when it comes to existing, that we have these dimensions to us that are like these deep roots that we have connected to existence. And the danger with science and materialism and rationality is that we cut off those roots. We cut them off. And then we have to live without them. And that is a sorry place to be. And most of us have lived that way for a long time in our lives. So, and these roots are very, very real. And in fact, when you experience them, you know they're the most real thing that you know. So this is very significant. So getting into the real, the truly real, not the concretely real, the truly real, is very, very important, I think, in this process. And I think that in the rest of this course, that is essentially what we're doing, is we're journeying more and more deeply into the real. Okay, I'm going to stop there. And we'll be talking more next week. Okay, bye.